The front door versus the back door to yourself. It was known that substances such as DMTs, LSDs, marijuanas, whatever, can take you through an experience, mushrooms, whatever. But the way that you're coming in is known as the back door. And we're not saying one is right and one is wrong. Hopefully you've gotten beyond that. You open the back door, you go into the experience, you may see many things about yourself. But because you went through the back door, which is not the owner of the house does not come through the back door. Coming through the back door, you see many things about yourself and you experience many things, but there is this film. This film is the recognition in your mind that you did not get into the house by your own will, through your own key. Now, I'm not, again, saying one is bad or one is good. I'm just telling you about the real metaphysical occult experiences of the invisible college and the awareness of the stages and the degrees in which one is accelerating or descending through. Saying is that there's a subconscious film. That way, if you see anything, there's a reference point that the mind has. This is space travel. There's a reference point the mind has. Well, you took all the mushrooms. This is why you're seeing all of this. So it is something as a guide, but the guide is taking credit for your experience and saying, well, the reason why you're able to see like this and see these things about yourself and about the universe was still through me. Now, these are the initiates, okay? The initiates take you through the back door of yourself, but there's still always that film. And that way, if something too crazy happens, you can always do plausible deniability. You can always get out of it somehow. It's like, I need to come down. I'm still on this stuff. I need to come off this stuff. And this is why if someone has ever slipped something and they don't know that they're on it, my brother was even telling me they have now a term for this. It's called they steal your face. Man, deep stuff. But this means basically if somebody slips LSD inside of something that you're drinking and you don't even know that that's in there, then all of a sudden you start having that experience, there's no filter. So it's like you go through the back door with no filter. And this is like, basically it's unclean. Like the way that your chakras are actually affected is disastrous. That's what causes a person to actually leave the body and never return. They get crazy. So there is something happening here that's slightly out of the visual spectrum. So, of course, what is the front door? The front door is meditation. The front door is breathing. It's when you could take yourself into an altered state through things like breathing, through things like stillness, things that are actually located inside of you already. You have to go nowhere to get it. Like the bow and arrow technique in the meditation, the bow and arrow as you're coming up. This is like, for those who may have not, gone too deep into yogas or anything like that, the breathing techniques, if you may, and understand how you can get into an altered state of consciousness or the real state of consciousness through breathing. This is almost like when somebody asks you to take a deep breath. And when you're a little kid, take a deep breath, take 5 deep breaths, take 20 deep breaths, and then they punch you in the chest. And then you lose consciousness. And then you're in this space for a moment. And then when you come back, and then there's this weird taste in your mouth. So this is like a very rough way to go through the front door, but this is the beginning of the awareness of the front door, because as you start taking more and more oxygen in, you start to actually become what is over-oxygenated. The blood has enough oxygen, but the mind still thinks that when the body should be holding its breath for a certain period of time, that it cannot hold its breath for longer than that, or it cannot survive on these small breaths. So the body thinks itself into passing out, but the consciousness is awake. And then that is the front door, because at that point you can walk through your chakras up to the kingdom, up to the door of the kingdom, and fling the door open. And you will see lots of creatures in there that are there, like having a party. One of them sitting on the throne, acting like they telling everybody what to do. It's a mess. And then, like a money change, like the cleaning out the house of the money changers, you come in there flipping over the tables and everything. And all these entities run back to the places that they're from inside of your body where they are useful. This is the interesting part of the whole thing. If you have your foot in your mouth, it's not useful, but it's great if it's down there. So all of the energies that are in your body, that's why they need you to be awake, because you're the one that actually maintains where the energy goes. Or if not, as I said, the mouth will be telling everybody what to do, him and the brain, and then they will have all these amazing ideas that the body won't be able to achieve. And then there will be a division. And just like that, you'll have disagreements. This is the metaphysical aspect of the Igigi and the Anunnaki alike, grumbling and complaining that they had to do all of the work of getting the gold and developing the soul for the higher mind to just take off with it and never distribute whatever it gained back into the lower kingdoms. Once again, this is just saying that if the lower body from neck down is never benefiting from all of the ideas and all the things that are being taken in by this area of the consciousness, it's going to go on strike. It's not going to work. This is why people have problems with organs they've checked out. This is not on my vibration and frequency anymore. You guys have contaminated everything. I'm done. And the organ will quit. And then now you feel like, okay, well, wait a minute, because now you start realizing we all depend on each other here. Like what I was saying day before yesterday, those who are still having duality issues with colors and races, move one of them, what happens? We'll get weaker. We need to be going in the direction of actually bringing some of the old cultures that are extinct now back alive. Bring the dodo bird back to life. We need to be going in that direction. We shouldn't be taking away. We should be adding. So there it is today. You have it.